Hello, my name is Colleen McCluskey. I'm currently a Girl Scout leader with Troop 7218, which is based in Tomahawk, Wisconsin. I've recently completed Ambassador Girl Scouting, and I am now on my way to becoming an adult Girl Scout. I've also recently completed my Girl Scout Gold Award, which is the highest award that can be achieved by Ambassador or Senior Scouts. Girl Scouts has been a really major part of my life ever since I joined in Brownies in 2nd grade. When I first joined Girl Scouts, I was really apprehensive and scared because I didn't know how it would go, and I thought that everyone would just be kind of, ooh, judgmental of me. But in the end, it turned out to be an incredibly positive experience for me. The Girl Scout leaders were very welcoming, and a lot of the girls in my troop were also in my class. I had just moved to Tomahawk from Tennessee, and I was about 6 years old when I first joined. At that time, I was afraid, as any kid is who's coming to a completely new town, that I wasn't going to make any friends. However, through Girl Scouts and through a lot of the icebreaker activities we did and the get-to-know-you games, I found out that a lot of the girls were just as scared as I was. As a result, I made a lot of lasting friendships that have continued with me from high school to college and will probably keep going for the rest of my life. However, without Girl Scouts, I wouldn't have met a lot of the people that I know today. That first meeting in that Brownie troop with the icebreaker activities was really positive for me. And I hope that it's that positive for everyone who joins Girl Scouts. Because without going to Brownies and becoming a Scout in 2nd grade, I don't think that my life would be as positive as it is now. When I moved up to junior level Girl Scouts in 5th grade, we did a lot of activities. We went to camp for the first time. We stayed overnight at Girl Scout Jamboree, which is our annual camp get-together, where we all stay at like 1 or 2 overnights at camp. The Brownies don't usually stay in overnight, so I was very excited for this chance. I was also able to lead a few games and some songs with the Brownies and Daisies as a junior, which I found to be really amazing. I got to be an older girl, and that was very cool for me. However, I wasn't really sure what I'm supposed to do with this newfound responsibility that I have to be a leader. Girl Scouts is about becoming a leader, but at that point I thought it was just for the adults and the older girls, like the cadets and the seniors. However, I quickly learned that I can make a difference, even though I was only in 5th grade. One of the big things that taught me this was the fact that I got involved in community fundraising and community service. One of our first big fundraiser activities that we did was we helped out with Haven, Men in the Kitchen, which is an event that our church does every few years, and it was sponsored by Haven, which is a women's shelter. The setup was that everyone around the community gets together and makes kind of a buffet thing. Men around the community, some of the pastors, definitely the mayor, get together and they all cook, and that's why it's called Men in the Kitchen. It was really positive because we got together and we bussed tables, we took orders, and we generally just helped out in the kitchen. And after a while, it didn't even seem like community service anymore. It was just really fun. And I think that just because it was so much fun, in the end we did raise some money, but it wasn't about the money for us. It was more about getting to know people in the community that we wouldn't know otherwise. And overall, I thought that it was really just amazing how much of an impact I could have, even though I was only a junior. When I joined Cadet Girl Scouts in 8th grade, my troop decided to take a trip to Cape Cod. And it was through Girl Scout destinations, so we didn't have that much planning to do, but we still had an awful lot for just 3 Cadet Girl Scouts. Our troop was very small, and we had 2 leaders. So the 5 of us, 3 girls and the leaders, were responsible for planning an entire trip. And as a result, I think that it made a really positive impact on the skills I have today. First of all, we learned to budget, which was very important. We had had a little bit of experience with that from selling Girl Scout cookies. And we learned that Girl Scouting is also a thing that means that we don't have to stay home. We can be independent and self-sufficient. We don't need to stay in our very small town forever. We can get involved and we can get out and we can have all sorts of new experiences that we want. We don't have to be tied down, and we can be very independent, and I think that's one of the really, really positive things that Girl Scouts has taught me. In 10th grade, as a senior Girl Scout, our troop went backpacking in the Porcupine Mountains on a 3-day overnight. Unlike the first 2 trips we'd taken, to Cape Cod and to Chicago, this wasn't through Girl Scout destinations. This meant that we had to plan our own activities and do our own budgeting. There would be no one to really back us up aside from ourselves and our leaders. Our leaders gave us a little bit of guidance, but overall we did it ourselves, and that was very, very empowering for me. Even though I had felt very independent planning for the first trip, I felt amazing doing the second one to the Porcupine Mountains, because it was very, very just liberating to be able to make such decisions like where you want to go, the people you want to go with, and doing things you want to do. Like, you don't have to be tethered down. However, we did run into a few snags. That we planned a lot of activities, and there weren't that many days in which to do them. However, we ended up making a lot of compromises and learning to work as a team. Because we only had so much money, we had to vote on like what activities we could do, and we had to make a lot of compromises. And overall, I think that learning to mediate conflict and learning teamwork is one of the biggest things that I learned while doing trips like this. I want to say thank you to everyone involved in Girl Scouts for just the amazing experiences that I've had throughout my time as a Scout, and I hope to continue having through my time as a leader.